Orthographic views. An orthographic view represents a three-dimensional object using several two-dimensional views of an object. It is also known as an orthographic projection. A designer must detail the object in order for the manufacturer or maker to visualize the object in three-dimensional form so as to create it as expected. Three-dimensional images or drawings can be used to show the overall concept and design, but they are often not clear or detailed enough. Orthographic drawings can help to overcome those challenges. In this topic, you will learn fundamental concepts of graphical projections. Along with this, you will understand importance of orthographic projections, industry relevance of orthographic projection, difference between first and third angle of projection, why second and fourth angle is not used in industry. Graphical projection. Graphical projection is a protocol used in technical drawings by which a three-dimensional object is represented on a two-dimensional plane or surface known as the plane of projection. A projection is a view considered to be drawn or projected onto a plane. The projection is achieved by the use of imaginary projectors. A projection may be obtained by viewing the object from the point of sight and tracing the visible edges of the object. The points of intersection between the rays of sight from the edges to the plane onto which the object is projected. That is, plane of projection gives the orthographic views of the object. Note, while obtaining a projections, there are four important elements: the object, the point of sight, the rays of sight, and the plane of projection. The projections of an object should convey all the dimensions along with the necessary details of the object. These projections of objects are used to form a set of two-dimensional diagrams called drawing. This drawing describes an object and communicates the manufacturing operations and the process, specific instructions or tolerances required to manufacture the various features of the object. Let's take a simple example to explain projection planes. An object can be viewed from 6 different sides by placing parallel planes to the principal planes forms an imaginary transparent box. Unfold the planes such that they lie in the same plane to view 6 views of the object. 2 principal planes are used in orthographic projection, one horizontal and one vertical. Note, collectively, these 2 planes are called the planes of reference. The vertical plane, that is VP, and the horizontal plane, that is HP, are mutually perpendicular to each other, are generally taken as the plane of projection. Orthographic projection is a means of representing a three-dimensional object on a plane surface. Orthographic projection of an object gives information about only 2 dimensions at a time for a three-dimensional object. Hence, to obtain feature details on the third dimension, more than one projection or views are required. Occasionally, based on the geometry details, we choose more than two projection planes to provide better visualization. There are two main methods of orthographic projections known as first angle projection and third angle projection. Consider two intersecting perpendicular planes as shown. This effectively creates four different quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. In first angle projection, the object is assumed to be placed in the first quadrant, and each view is shown as if the viewer is looking through the object and projecting the image on the other side. This means the object lies between the observer and the plane of projection. The top view is obtained in a similar manner. When the views are drawn in their relative positions, the top view comes below the front view. Note, first angle projection is the preferred style in industries across India and the European Union. In third angle projection, the object is assumed to be placed in the third quadrant, and so each view is created as if the object is projecting an image away from itself onto a plane in front of it. It is the image exactly as the observer sees it on that side. The observer views the object from the front and the rays of projection intersect the vertical plane. The top view is obtained in a similar manner. When the views are drawn in their relative positions, the top view comes above the front view. Note, third angle projection is the most preferred style in industries across the United States and Latin America. The second and fourth angle of projections, when using the same rules of projection, are either unusable or redundant. This is because when using the same projection rules in the second and fourth quadrant systems, the top and front projection views overlap each other, thus making them unusable. Orthographic views. After going through orthographic views topic, you would appreciate use of projections, especially orthographic views in an industry. Also, this knowledge will help you to adapt first or third angle of projections depending on which company you work with in the future.